The Owen James Report is brought to you by
Lasco, everyday family values. All the flavor and the quality that you rate, Lasco always makes it great. When money's tight, you can't debate. Lasco value on your plate. Lasco, everyday family values.
These days, you've got to watch the dollars.
That's why Lasco makes sense.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
Lasco quality complete. Taste and value can't be beat. Lasco helps us make ends meet. Lasco, everyday family values.
Good evening. This is the Owen James Report. The latest labor force numbers are out, and news on the key unemployment rate wasn't good. The latest numbers from the Statistical Institute concerned July this year. Statin says the unemployment rate for July was 15.4% compared to 13.1% in July last year. Now, broken down by age and gender, the numbers for women and youth in particular were not heartening. The overall unemployment rate for males was 11.7%, whilst for women it was almost 20%. Now, the unemployment rate among young persons aged 14 to 24 years was 38.1%, an increase of 6.6 percentage points compared to the corresponding period last year. When broken down, the figures showed that the unemployment rate for young women continued the trend seen in the overall national numbers. In July this year, the unemployment rate among young women was 50.3%, whilst the rate for their male counterparts was 29.5%. Overall, although there was a 2.4% growth in the labor force, the unemployment rate for July was 84.6%, down 2.3 percentage points on last year's. On the foreign exchange market, the Jamaican dollar strengthened slightly against the US and the Canadian dollars, but weakened against the British pound. In other words, both the greenback as well as the Canadian dollar weakened, whilst sterling strengthened. In actual trading, the American dollar slipped 7 Jamaican cents, closing at an average selling rate of $105.57 Jamaican, whilst the Canadian dollar fell by 9 Jamaican cents to close at an average selling rate of $101.17. However, sterling jumped by 97 cents Jamaican to close at $170.78. News on the Jamaican stock market now, and a 3% loss by Scotiabank, coupled with a 7.7% fall by Seprod, mainly triggered losses in the Jamaican indices today. The main JC index lost over 274 points, or 0.3%. Scotiabank accounted for 43% of the 8.7 million shares traded. 13 stocks traded, with 3 advancing, 4 declining, and 6 holding firm. Jamaica Broilers, NCB, and Sagicor Life Jamaica were the winners. Losers were Grace Kennedy, Scotia Group, Scotia Investments, and Seprod Limited. Now finally, telecommunications company Digicel, which has spent over $85 million to boost the customer experience, is preening itself over its 4Genius program. This essentially helps customers purchasing new phones with a transfer of all their data and contacts before they leave Digicel's retail outlets. Digicel says it has trained over 500 dealer store employees to assist customers with this challenge. That's one up for customer service. And that's the Owen James Report. Good evening.
The Owen James Report was brought to you by
Lasco, everyday family values.